What's good, people? JC3 here. Wow. There's so much to say in this live stream. A lot to go over, but to get it out of the way, you clicked on this video because you want to know the real reason why Giannis stayed for this moment. Oh, I'll point this way. For this moment right here. That's the moment. That's the look of a man who brought it home to a franchise for the first time in 50 years. A lot of people were counting him out, saying it's time to go to Miami, it's time to ask for a trade, all that stuff. I mean, how can anyone at this point, anyone, hate on Giannis? I just don't. I don't know. I mean, what are you going to go at? He can't lead a team? Man just put up 50 tonight. Tied Bob Pettit for the most points ever in a finals closeout game. Past Michael Jordan. Most points ever in a finals closeout game. Series clinching game. 50 and 14. Oh, he sucks from the line? 17 and 19 from the stripe. I mean, it's people, like, what we've just seen is what y'all have all been asking for all of these years. Can we get some parity? Right? I want to stop the super teams. Can a guy stay loyal and win? He's done it. He's done it. Wow. I mean, I really don't know what else to say, man. I really don't know what else to say, man. I'm going to put up the highlights behind me, and I may just skip to the fourth quarter or wherever. And we're going to have Dennis on here. We're going to talk to him in the chat, but he's already, or in the Zoom, but he's already saying, JC3, you counted them out after game 2. No, I did not. And I will tell him to his face, I did not. I didn't ever count the Bucks out. I did see the Suns blowing the series, though. Looks like I have egg on my face. I'll take that part. But I never said the Bucks are done. I just said it looks highly unlikely. I don't see the Suns blowing it. But it took a resilient team for them to do it. And Milwaukee was that team. So while I never thought they were done, I thought it was highly unlikely that the Suns would blow it. And I think that was the side I was on. More of the side of, I don't know if the Suns are going to blow it, more than the Bucks don't have a chance. I never counted the Bucks out. You go watch that tape. I never said they're done. They're completely done, dead in the water. No. Hikaru is out here. That was crazy. Hello is out here. I want to meet the Suns in 4 guy. Well, the Suns in 4 guy just lost 4 in a row. That's wild. But you know what? This isn't about, you know, who said what or you know, anything like that. This is just about, I mean, this is about the moment that we all want. You know what I mean? If you're a basketball fan, unless you're a Suns fan, right? Which I think, you know, you guys will be back soon enough. I don't think this is Devin Booker's only championship in his career, let me say that. He had an incredible run. But this is what we all want. This is what we all want, you know? Like, look at this guy, man. Like, I want to get on to the highlights. This is probably going to be a long live stream at this point. There's so many things that I can say right now. The stats, I mean, there's so many things to go over, but at the very beginning of the year, I made a video and I just linked it in a YouTube post called The Real Reason Why Giannis Stayed. Talking about his loyalty and talking about the different type of superstar that he is. And it's actually what I respect most about him. More than the numbers, more than the efficiency, I've covered it all. And I even had a critical video on him, a short video earlier in the season when he wasn't making his jumpers and he looked really bad compared to LeBron. I had a video on him early in the season. But he worked on his game. He worked on that little short hook, the fadeaway jump shot. And that was a huge reason why he's able to put up these numbers tonight and throughout the series. I mean, the guy didn't have one bad game in the entire series. Coming off of the leg injury that he had, it's incredible. We don't see this stuff. But the thing that I appreciate most about Giannis is that he's not buddy-buddy with all the rest of the superstars, and I have no problem with like a Kevin Durant or guys that want to play with a bunch of superstars, I really don't have a problem with it, right? As long as, look, basketball is tough. We don't play professionally, so we can't say that it's easy for them to win a chip. There's no easy chip. I don't want to hear that ever again. Go watch my past videos on Durant, and I'll explain why there's no easy chip. Okay? There's no easy chip. There's no easy title. You still have to compete. You still have to step up. Durant did that every time, and he's the one, okay, I'm going to go play with some stars. We're going to get it done. But when a guy actually does stay loyal and does it, with really a homegrown team, bringing a couple players like a Portis, like a Holiday, it's just like, you just got to love it. You know what I mean? Like, what else can you say then? They did exactly what you would want to do in basically a 2K My career. Get drafted to the team, win a championship with that team. Like, he did it. And nobody even knew who he was. 2013, 15th overall pick. Somebody scouted him. Shout out to that scout. Give him a raise. I'm going to read off some more of this chat. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play, you know what? We're going to do this. Hold up. All right, I'm going to put this in the background. And let's just skip ahead to, like, yeah, third quarter. I usually go through game breakdowns and I do all that good stuff, but let's not even do that. Let's not even do that this time. Let's just play it theater mode. I'm going to have the chat up. Okay, so let's see what else. Hello, do you know Broadus? Yeah, I've heard of him. I heard he bought a plane ticket already from Milwaukee back to Phoenix for Game 7, so he's getting roasted. But, you know, there's always going to be the big influencer guys like that, team, super fans of teams. I'm not that type of guy. That's not how I cover stuff here. But, you know, you got to appreciate those who ride with their teams, right? Sons and 4 guy went to witness protection. Dennis. Booker has a bright future from Hello. Absolutely. Appreciate the greatness of Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday. Yep. DP, Booker will get his. Absolutely. Let's not overlook Booker, man. First postseason ever. Most points in a postseason ever. Devin Booker, although Devin Booker recently just said nobody should ever compare me to Kobe, and I've got plenty of videos comparing him to Kobe. So, well, regardless, maybe he was just saying that because they were losing. I don't know. You know, I don't want to look too far into that, but he definitely should. I mean, he should be. He should be. His game mirrors him just like that, but he's got to figure out how to close the deal next time. Giannis is living proof that you don't need to conform to the norm and you can go your own way. He did it his way. Absolutely. Absolutely. In a jump shooting league, great point by Dennis. We're going to have him on the Zoom soon, but in a jump shooting league, this guy, this is what I've been trying to tell y'all for years, and it didn't look good on me last year because they lost to the Heat in the second round. It was pretty embarrassing. The man put in the work after that. He is 26. He's this dominant at 26, and he doesn't even have a reliable 16 to 18-foot jumper. Now, he developed that post hook. He developed that post fadeaway jumper, okay? So I'm not saying he doesn't have a reliable jumper. You can go watch my video on Giannis, you know, his jump shot no longer broke. I have that as well. But it's not that he doesn't have a reliable jumper. It's just the longer range, deeper mid-range to three-point, not as reliable, okay? But he gets it done. You see these little post hooks right here, these shots? He was killing people all postseason with that, right? Just killing dudes with it. And the deal is as well that this guy is so good and so dominant already. 50 points. And come on, man. This is NBA Finals. NBA Finals. I think his low point total was game 1. He had like 20 points. 50 points without even a reliable jump shot from deep and from deep mid. I mean, it's insane. Like, how can anybody ever say that the man has no skill first and foremost? He's like Shaq, but he's like a forward Shaq type combo, right? He's as dominant, yes, as dominant as Shaq, and Shaq even said something along those lines, like, oh yeah, he's really Superman, or he said something like that years ago. So that's not just my opinion. Shaq even acknowledges that, okay? So he's as dominant as Shaq. He can handle the rock. He can pass the rock with a drive in and dish out. He can shoot that little short hook to mid-range jump shot in the paint, the key painted area, short mid-range area. I mean, dude, I don't understand how anyone can ever say, Giannis, look, I wrote a statement tonight. And everybody needs to know it. July 20th, 2021. July 20th, 2021. All right? July 20th, 2021. R.I.P. Giannis sucks. R.I.P. Giannis is overrated. R.I.P. Giannis has no skill. R.I.P. And this is what the tombstone would read. Here lies a statement that has now officially aged badly. Those who continue to say it shall be classified as haters. Copyright. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. This is incredible stuff, people. This is incredible stuff. And you know what? Kevin Durant tweeted about it as well. And obviously, you know, I'm not just saying it because Kevin Durant's a guy that I monitor a lot in the league. He's one of my favorite players. But because he lost to this team in the postseason, right? He said, congrats, nothing but respect to them and their loud fans. There's a meme right there, Devin Booker with the... That's going to be a meme right there. But Booker will be back, people. Oh, man, dude. I don't... Just watch this, man. Like, I know I'm about analysis and everything on this channel, right? I talk about a lot of this. The stats are keyed up right away. But sometimes you just got to sit back and say, this is the beauty of sports right here, man. Look at this guy. Wow, man. Gave it his everything. After that injury to any other player, bro, they wouldn't be back. And the greatest thing, went straight to his mama right after this. Y'all respect your families, man. Respect your family. Do good to your family. Even, man, it's an even bigger life lesson. Even if, you know, you feel like they haven't done good to you. Man, respect. Honor your father and mother, and it will go well for you in the land that you're going to possess. Honor your family, bro. I know I sound a little bit off the cuff. Usually I'm not like this, man. But this is deep. This is some deep stuff. Man, nobody can say they bought the team. Nobody can say he rode coattails. Man, talk about, just what Jeff Van Gundy is saying. Talk about the effort, man. Talk about the effort. All the blocks tonight. 50 points. I mean, the effort out of him was total team leadership. Total, I am your leader. I get back on defense. I block the shot. I don't complain. There ain't no more Bud Light for this guy. He's got job security now. But the craziest part is that they were a Kevin Durant size 18 shoe away. Let's think about that, man. You think KD's sitting back at home right now saying, woo, man, if I was just a size smaller. Golly, that's the sports though, man. That's sports. Inches. We're going to see it at the Olympics upcoming. Milliseconds for some of these races. Now, that's true in the NBA playoffs as well. It's beautiful. I'd keep playing this, but I got to get to the Zoom. I got to get to the Zoom. Let me read off a couple of these other comments. Giannis was amazing by Lil Boy Blue 3000. Thanks for being out here. Absolutely. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Like, I ain't going to come here with some expert analysis. And this is not about me, bro. Like, I hope a lot of sports commentators in this moment don't make it about themselves. You know? They don't make it about themselves. I shouted out a couple of videos that I had in the past. Not because I was saying, oh, look at me, but because Giannis has always been that guy working for this moment. And I'm just glad that I can reflect back on something that, dude, the dude had greatness in him then. Go check it out. See how it's come to fruition now. This is not about me and what I said. The dude put in the work. I just noticed it. Giannis is officially one of the GOATs, especially in the NBA. Power forward greats. He's the second greatest power forward of all time, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. I mean, Kevin Garnett's one of my favorite players ever, but he ain't ever done anything like this. Tim Duncan, Giannis. How about that? Be legendary. And you know what? Devin Booker is not the only one to fulfill one of those Kobe challenges. Right? Kobe told Devin Booker to be legendary, but Kobe tweeted to Giannis in 2019, all right, next up, you got MVP, next up, champion. Next up, champion. He fulfills it. He fulfills it 2 years later. In one of the most wild seasons, Milwaukee flew under the radar all year. All year. Yeah, I'm going to get to the Zoom, guys, I promise. I appreciate all of you out here and commenting. But we just gotta look over some of this as well, man. Like, this is a final live stream of the year practically right here. Right? So I'm just gonna sit back, I'm gonna enjoy some of this. I'm watching this for the first time as well. I don't know, you might have watched this on TV. Oh wait, I don't even know if I've hold up. I'm enjoying this so much I didn't even put it up there. And I didn't put the desktop audio on.
Men and women that they've just influenced and sharing in this victory with them.
Look at this, man.
Shower. Let it be known. I am on a 24
wow, bro.
hour champagne diet.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Do your thing.
Right? Because this is what a lot of sportscasters will do right here. So-called sports experts. Yeah, ain't no experts, bro. Just gonna go through Twitter, man. I'm just gonna read you what you'll probably see on the timeline as well.
You get happy for other champions. Yes. Yes. You know what you felt, you know what you went through.
Oh,
you see
man.
somebody else get to experience it, you get happy for other champions. You're like,
Giannis
man,
FaceTime his brother.
I'm so happy for Giannis, or I'm so happy for a guy like
Teams to win the
Jeff
finals
Teague
down
that
0-2.
gets to experience that. PJ
1969 Celtics, 77 Blazers, 06 Heat, 16 Cavs, 2021 Bucks. They won 4-0 after being down 0-2. Legendary comeback.
Put those goggles on and be champions and do that dance. Do your dance, Donnie. We don't call that degree.
This is incredible, man.
Yes, sir.
He did it for the city.
First international player to be crowned Finals MVP since Dirk back in 2011. What is it like to play alongside a once-in-a-franchise player like him?
When you play with somebody that is that unique.
This is one of those things literally for the city. There it is, my man, MVP greatness. Next up, championship, Mamba mentality.
We would sometimes just watch Dirk and be like, man, this dude's 7 feet tall, shooting one-leg fadeaways. Now I know one-leg fadeaways seem like pretty routine now, but
there it is. I don't know, it's probably out of focus.
And when you see somebody 7 feet doing it, it's amazing. And it's the same thing with Giannis. When you see somebody 6'11",
Giannis finals, yeah, there it is. 20 points in the game one. Still shot 55% from the field. After that, 42, 41, 26, 32, 50. Double-double in almost every game except the last one.
And for a good reason, because on the court he's freakish. Hey, maybe for the dance moves too. Hey.
All three brothers, all champs. Antetokounmpo brothers, all champs. All three of them. That's what LeVar Ball wished. Yeah, that's what I saw.
The way that they came
ooh, man. Wow.
You know, his story is so beautiful. Watching the
dudes
NBA
couldn't even pronounce his name. If you guys haven't watched that or listened to the Woj pod, the story of Giannis, finding Giannis and how the scout found him in the playing in a tournament. Was it France or something? It was in Greece. We found him playing in this tournament and then followed him back and connected with his coach and everything. I mean, it's one of the best stories, like years and years. But you know, you hear the story over and over again, and you say, okay, well, the guy's got to win. The guy's got to win because naturally Giannis went through the progression of, oh yes, shout out Surfaces. Hey, y'all don't know about that. Shout out Surfaces. It's a good band. It's a good band. Wow. But he went through the progression of, you know, this is an up-and-coming guy. Everybody notices him. Then, well, he doesn't win in the playoffs, so he's overrated, and he doesn't have a jump shot, and people found a way to quickly criticize him. He goes through a terrible loss last year, and getting injured in that Heat series is almost like, you know, he didn't really have a full chance. You know? It's almost like he didn't really have a full chance last year, but people were critical of him then as well. How does he win back-to-back MVP? Still hasn't won a title. Microwave society, you know how it goes, right? Totally microwave society. If the guy doesn't win in his first or second year or something crazy like that, then he's overrated. I'll never understand it. I understand why it happens, because this is a microwave society, but I'll never understand why it has to happen. It never has to happen that way, but it does. Just saying, man. Then people getting tired of him. You know, it's just Giannis, right? It's just Giannis. No, this is Giannis. Like, just shout out to everybody who believed in him before, man. Shout out to everybody who knew him before he was famous, okay? Because once you win championships, bro, you reach another level. You reach another level. But you know what? Shout out to him as well, because he was never on that train, man. He was never on that hype train, the superstar train, Did you hear what he said about LeBron was sitting courtside last game? No, I didn't acknowledge him. Even if my mom was there, probably wouldn't have even acknowledged her. I'm just locked in. I'm just focused. No, he went to his mom after this game, so he loves his mom. But like, that's the type of statement. I'm just focused. I don't care who's courtside. I don't care where they're going to play. New York, LA, Miami, big market. I don't care. Like, how can you not like that, man? Shows that hard work pays off by Darb Noel. Absolutely, absolutely. Bucks big three are very humble. Chris and Giannis had very humbled beginnings in the NBA. Absolute. Chris Middleton was in the D-League. He was in the D-League. Traded to the Bucks for Brandon Jennings. Bucks in 6, by the way. Brandon Jennings, shout out. Drew immediately thanks God when he gets a chance to speak. Bobby even started chanting, "Let's go Bucks." Drew Holiday, good man as well. Just a solid man. What he went through with his wife, that's an incredible story. And again, this is not about me, but I did cover that in a video. If you do want to check that out, just look up Drew Holiday, Josh Carson, JC3, you'll find it. This moment was supposed to be in 2019. That's what Dennis said. But you know, it was a learning experience. They were up 2-0, and then that got flipped on them. They lost to the Raptors, and this year they did the exact opposite of that. So you know what they learned? Piro, what did I say? Bucks in 6. Shout out Grand Piro. Dennis with another great statement. Bucks have been on the upper echelon of the league for 3 straight seasons, but it flies under the radar. It does, because it's Milwaukee. Unfortunately, but you know what? They don't care because they put 65,000 people outside the arena. Like this is the dream come true. You don't have to care about the Bucks, Milwaukee, or anything. But like, this is the small market dream that I'm pretty sure most fans want. Unless, I mean, I haven't had anybody ever say, "Oh, dude, I'm tired of those small markets." You know, like, let's just. I've never heard anybody say that. So like, this is proof that it can actually happen. I think that's a big reason is why I'm sitting here, and like, I'm just. I feel like I'm actually struggling to like come up with terms for this. And I don't want to just go over stats, and I don't want to just go over that, because this story it's just such a great story. It's like, this is like Remember the Titans. This is like Field of Dreams. This is the type of iconic sports story they can make a documentary out of. You know? Like, this is the type of stuff that if you're a sports fan and you want to see, you know, everybody with a fair chance and grow your team, man. They showed the Bucks from, I think it was 2013-14. They had, man, they were horrible. I think they had 15 wins or somewhere around there. 15 wins. And then this postseason alone, 16 wins, get a championship. The entire season, not 7-8 years ago, 15 wins. Now 16 wins and a title. 16 wins in the playoffs, you know, plus what they got in the regular season and a title. I mean, the turnaround, the player development, shout out to everybody on that staff. All right, so I know I've been going on, longer monologue than usual, but just had a lot of stuff to really just, you know, get off my chest, initial reactions. I mean, Milwaukee Bucks, it's great to see them with Giannis leading the way, one of the most humble, honestly, humble superstars that you will ever see, and that is no doubt about it. I've heard some people say that about Steph Curry, and then it gets debated because, well, you know, he kind of taunts, or, well, he does this, or, well, okay, you know, whatever. But Giannis is legitimately a humble superstar, man. He cares about, first and foremost, his family, his team, his teammates. He loves that city loves him. Bucks were destined for this moment. That's what Dennis says. We're going to get over to the Zoom right now, and we're going to get it going. Let's hear what other people have to say. You've been hearing me go on and on. Let's hear what other people have to say. Give it a moment. We'll get that Zoom going. The small market fairy tale dream, right, coming true with the Bucks. When it hits Sacramento, it'll be, in other small market teams, it'll be just as big of a deal. And King's Twitter account actually tweeted tonight as well, from one small market team to another. Shout out to the Bucks. So Burley, the reaction that you see in Milwaukee, as a fan of a small market team, how does that translate to giving you, some type of hope to see that someday?
I talked to myself a lot, so I was talking about it after the game, and with whoever wins the title, what I love from the fans as well as the players is just seeing that pure joy of celebration as the seconds are ticking down. And I got so happy for the Bucks, their players, the fans. And you got to look at it with Giannis. He was drafted in to the Bucks. Like, the Bucks are a small market team. Before this year, the last time they won was in 1971. And then the Kings, that's even farther. They haven't won since they were, I think, considered the Cincinnati Royals in 1951. And so I think it just, the work that Giannis put in, his the pride that he carries with how he plays, with how he is on and off the court as well. I think we're the Kings maybe one or two players away from something like that, but I feel we have a player already in that with De'Aaron Fox. He's continuing to put that work in, just it's not our time yet.
Yeah, homegrown guys, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton. There's a lot of great things to look forward to for Sacramento, but it just shows that this small market dream, it can happen.
Yeah, takes a lot of hard work, though.
Takes a lot of hard work and a lot of great player development. Philip, you mentioned the Bucks' humble superstars, and then the rise of a Chris Middleton, of a Giannis, and then bringing in somebody like Drew Holiday, who's a big get, but he's not one of the main names in the league that teams are necessarily looking for. So to Philip, man, what really stands out to you about those guys, other than the fact that they're really humble, but they balled?
Giannis is going to get his documentary. First of all, his story is amazing. He literally wasn't even dreaming of playing in the NBA as a child. He was literally just trying to survive and just get enough food on the table. You hear his story, and it's just absolutely crazy to think that he is now literally where he is right now. Finals MVP, all of the accolades that Dennis mentioned. He's also built differently. As cliche as it is to say, he had a very, very different upbringing from the likes of, the Kobe Bryants, the Steph Currys, the LeBron. It's very LeBron James-esque, but he had way more underdog story behind him in comparison to LBJ. This guy, this essentially kid came out of nowhere, and his God-given talents, now he's where he is right now. It's really inspiring. This entire night has been honestly inspiring to see. Hard work really pays off. Family values, like you mentioned, Josh. This is, you cannot write a better story than this. There's going to be a documentary. He's going to be the Tim Duncan of the Bucks for their franchise from now on forever.
Yeah. As you're speaking, I'm also putting up the final seconds of the game up on the screen as well, so everybody can see it. There's fans climbing on the light poles, and man, Dennis, you were a big proponent of LeBron James. When Cleveland won in 2016, it was historic. And I'm not going to say, this championship is better than that one, or this celebration is better. I'm not trying to do that by saying this next comment, but I don't even know if there was, 65,000 people are outside of the arena. I'm watching it now. I don't even know. Was there that many for Cleveland? Like,
Nah.
it just seems like this is just insane. The level of people coming together for this, man.
I mean, I feel like the Bucks are transitioning from a small market to a big market based on the numbers they're putting up. I mean, the whole stadium, I think it's what, like 17,000 capacity,
Yeah.
but now they had
Yep.
like 3 times that. I mean, 65,000 outside. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to put it. I mean, that fan base is just huge. Also, I don't know, man. Giannis, as just to echo what Philip said, I mentioned his accolades. I just said um, there's a documentary is going to be put together. You know, ESPN just has to do that for them to market Giannis. But also, let me just say this one thing to you, Josh. I feel like you pointed out this thing earlier. There's a video that you did. Giannis can make history as a guy to something. You titled it, but it was about Giannis and what he's doing in the league. I mean, that video
Yes.
right now is spot on. And I can say you and you know Jimmy High Roller, right?
Oh yeah.
You guys saw this thing in way back in I think 2018 or 2019. You saw it. I mean,
I
you
think
saw,
that Giannis video, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
I think that was a 2017 or 18.
Yeah.
My video was, which I should probably point out again right now. You get some traffic to it, but like more eyes on it per se. But like he could become the first foreign player to be recognized as the best player in the league. And if he's not there yet, because LeBron and KD are still in this league, Mark Stein tweeted something really good tonight that the league is on its way to becoming the Giannis league. So the age of Giannis is here. So yeah,
Yeah.
back to you on that.
and also Josh, just to add on a bit, Giannis has entered elite company. He's the third player to win an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and NBA championship. Only 3 players have done it in the league: Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and now Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep. And to add on to that, multiple regular season
Yes.
MVPs, multiple DPOYs, and a Finals MVP. Only 2 players ever: Michael Jordan and Giannis.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is elite company for somebody who's only 26. We'll go to Burley. Do the conversations about Giannis not having skill or Giannis, being overrated, is it officially time to put those to bed?
I would say yeah, because how built he is, like his skill set, just because of his pure strength and the way that he gets to the rim. Like, yes, it's kind of like LeBron a few years ago saying like, oh, LeBron's so good, he does this, he does that. And even to this day, LeBron James' jump shot still isn't the best, but he's a beast in the paint. So I think it's come to that with Giannis as well. Because all
over
the
to
stuff
Phillip.
that he does
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
outweighs what others can do despite what he can't. Know what I mean?
Right. And so, like, the difference, and we'll go over to Philip, I mean, the difference between not having a reliable, and it's not even mid-range because he's developing that mid-range shot, but like a deeper mid-range to long-range shot.
Like the 15
The difference
and
between
18-foot jump shot.
Yeah, right, like that range.
Yeah.
The difference in between being that guy and being unreliable, and kind of a nuisance to your team on the court, as you've seen at times with Ben Simmons, unfortunately. I think he can put in the work and change. Is that Giannis, he may not have that part of his game yet fully developed. But to Philip, he's so dominant that he will score anyway.
Yeah.
He will take the shot anyway. versus maybe a player like Simmons won't. He may end up hurting his team because of that. But Giannis seems it doesn't matter to him. If he misses the shot, he'll continue to take it anyway.
That's
he'll
a
continue to work on his game.
right there.
So to Philip, like, do you see Giannis as a guy? First of all, a lot of people have called him, and myself included, I think he's as dominant as a Shaq, but his body, he's just able to do more on the court than Shaq was in terms of handle the ball, maybe like a young Shaq. Do you see that comparison?
His dominance, definitely. It's a slightly different kind of dominance. I feel like he has a little bit more of that ball handling, that going coast to coast, that like very young Shaq had when he was like really skinny. And so Giannis is going to be like a staple for I don't know how long based on his conditioning. I know that he is such a hard worker just because he grew up in such a harsh environment. He's definitely going to be reigning in this league for a while. He's going to be at least top 3, if not at least top 5 in the league for a while. For
sure. The reign has officially begun. We thought it might have been 2019 or 2020, but it is officially here now in 2021. Dennis, don't get too mad about this, but you had Evan Rosa in the chat say you talk like Skip Bayless.
No.
Dennis, yeah.
Don't associate me with Skip Bayless, bro.
That's not what the man
never mention that guy.
here.
I don't like that guy. Never mention that
Don't
guy.
put him in the same sentence,
Never.
Evan. Oh no,
Never.
Evan.
That guy is made up.
Evan.
Let me say, okay, I don't want to dampen the whole
situation.
All right,
be kind on the live stream.
Okay, I don't want to dampen the whole situation with Skip Bayless because it's not about Skip Bayless. Right now, it's about Giannis and his fast.
That's right. Redirect.
Yes, I feel like I saw some the NBA media saying guys like Nick Wright. They were saying, they were pushing. The ESPN were really pushing to see the Suns force a Game 7. They were overlooking the fact that the Bucks won 3 games. Instead of like supporting the Bucks, they always have to have they support these guys, they support this guy. Instead of like looking at one guy and saying that this team can win this, just support these guys who are gonna win. I mean, as much as you can shed light on the other team, we're counting them out because honestly, I counted them out because they lost 3 games in a row and there was no fixing that. So they were trying to, sway the whole media in supporting the Suns, which I have no problem with. But they kept doing that consistently, and they didn't look at the Milwaukee Bucks, and actually it rubbed me the wrong way. So guys like Skip Bayless, Nick Wright, I know they have got a job to do, but I don't watch them at all. So that's that.
Speaking of media, it's come in that Giannis Antetokounmpo actually received unanimous Finals MVP votes among all 11 media members.
Wow. That's a good contribution to the live stream right there by Philip. The doctor always comes through, or the doctor to be. Wow. Because the question was earlier today. Yeah, the question was earlier today. Is Middleton a potential Finals MVP as well?
Yes.
You're right, no. and maybe, but by the stats that Giannis was putting up, and here's a statement by Giannis as well. I could go to a super team and just do my part and win a championship, but this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way we choose to do it, and we did it. We did it. That's a statement by Giannis, and apparently, I'm just trying to monitor everything going on here as well. Obviously, against the super team type of mentality and wanting to get it done. But it wasn't just all himself. Like Middleton, to Dennis, like Middleton could have been a potential MVP candidate. Giannis had just insane numbers, though. Like he was, and in this game, when the Suns were making their comeback, he was the life source for Milwaukee in this one as well. But Dennis, any thoughts on Middleton? I don't know if he was Finals MVP worthy, but he definitely, showed up and showed out.
What I can say about Chris Middleton, there's a reason why they're giving Giannis the Finals MVP. The Milwaukee Bucks is Giannis, and Giannis is the Milwaukee Bucks as we speak. if you take out Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't see if the Bucks will go deep with the Suns in this finals. All I'm saying is this is a two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Giannis has led the Milwaukee Bucks to multiple top seeds in 2019, 2020. They were a top seed in the whole NBA. 2021, they were the third seed. So I can say, as much as the NBA media can try to push and say, Chris Middleton can be a potential Finals MVP, but the problem with Middleton is inconsistent. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get from Chris Middleton. So Giannis is the true Finals MVP, and I've always been saying that since even the playoffs, even when the finals started. I kept on telling you, Josh, that Giannis is the true Finals MVP, and he did that today with a 50-point piece. That's all I gotta say.
50-point piece. Yep. A lot of good stuff coming out here. Looks like there's a stat out. Giannis, first player in NBA Finals history to average 30-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists on at least 60% shooting, 61.8% from the field. The guy has always been insanely efficient, and that's honestly been one of the things that has impressed me the most about him just over the past couple of seasons. Is I know he shoots a lot of shots inside, and technically you're saying he's supposed to make those shots. And James Harden, of course, is the famous quote of, well, it doesn't take a lot of skill to run and dunk. But you know what it does, and the thing that he overlooked, it does take a lot of skill to finish around defenders, to finish through defenders, to get hit and literally almost injured and then keep playing. So there's a lot that Giannis proved wrong by leading this, proved haters wrong by leading this team and playing the way he did, and literally not having a single bad game. Game one was his lowest scoring point game, 20 points, and he had just come back from that injury. So not a single bad game on the biggest stage against the other best team in the league this season. Yeah. Really, really impressive.
You know what, Josh? Let me just add on. You see, when James Harden said that Giannis had no skill, this is coming. James Harden, this is a player that is salty, that he said that he was robbed an NBA MVP, and he has never made the finals since 2012. So I can understand that he feels some type of way that he himself can't lead a team to the finals on his own. Yeah. And he feels so salty about it until he has to, shade Giannis, who the whole league loves. Everyone loves Giannis. I've not seen anybody hating on Giannis. I've not seen Giannis haters like, the way I've seen LeBron haters, Kevin Durant haters, the way they are a toxic bunch, but I've never seen Giannis haters. So James Harden is just salty.
I've seen some Giannis haters.
You've seen
some Giannis haters.
Is it just me, or I don't know? But
I don't know. But these Giannis, it came from like really, really, passionate LeBron fans, because when Giannis started to threaten that a little bit, they start to downplay Giannis. But that's got to be over now as well. And Giannis, like the whole, I'll go to Burley as well before I get back to Philip. But the whole thing with Giannis as well, I don't think Giannis should be compared to a LeBron or a KD. His play style is way different than a Durant. He's not going to have that type of shooting ability. Yeah. A LeBron, LeBron is probably a little more well-rounded type of player, but Giannis is that freak of nature. He is that Shaq type player in a forwards body per se, right? Like a young Shaq, Orlando Shaq. I don't really know if there's any player in the league to compare to Giannis. So I think, Burley, I don't know, my opinion, I think that puts him kind of in a league of his own. I don't really think we need to make comparisons to this guy. I think he's a top 3 player in the league. Just basically to you on this, is there anything that I said that you probably disagree with, or?
Yeah, just thinking about it myself, he's kind of on his own, in his own right here with how he is as a player and what he's put into it. Like, it was a few years ago, I think, on the live stream, we were talking about a player. It might have been last year, and I forget what player we were talking about. But there was a comparison of like 3 different players, I remember. But with Giannis, if you were to do that, like say, oh, he's a little bit of this, he's a little bit of this guy, that, you're basically saying he's his own player. He's just molded what those comparisons have been to create a new mold, which is himself.
Yeah, I like that. All the different molds into one. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see here, man. I don't know. Usually I'm coming with the preloaded questions, talking about strategy, talking about stuff like. I don't really think we need to cover that tonight. Philip, you hit on it earlier. This is one of the best stories. The documentary should be coming soon. But this team, I mean, I guess the question could be, the Bucks could have been counted out so many times this year. I mean, they weren't the most spectacular team throughout the regular season. They were down 2-0 in the Nets series and looked lifeless. Yeah. They were down 2-0 in this series and looked overmatched. I mean, what do you have to say about this team's resilience, Philip?
I mean, they're resilient. What else can I say? This team has gone through so much. They've had that Game 7 against the Nets. They fought against the team that actually ousted them last year in the Heat. That's a huge obstacle that they literally not only overcame but pretty much demolished. And now you have, them in the finals down 2-0 against a team that everybody started saying, hey, Suns in 4, Coach Bud Light. Resilience does not even begin to this team.
That's good. It doesn't even begin. We got the vocab. Bring out the bigger vocab. I want to give a shout out to the chat. Lemon Siegel. What a name. You never know with these names online. Lemon Siegel says hi. What's up, man? Thanks for being out here. First time I've seen Lemon Siegel. Hopefully we get more. We need some more Lemon Siegel in the future. All right. Okay. Well, we'll just go around and go final thoughts. Start with Burley. I'm going to cap it off with Dennis because I know, actually, you know what? I don't know. I might cap it off with Philip because he's coming up with the eloquent words to say. The vocabulary is immaculate and cannot be matched by any other. So I think Philip will give us the nice poetry to bring it home. But we will start with Burley because he's going to give us cold, hard facts. Burley, your final reaction to this year's finals. And, basically, we'll say the upcoming Olympics as well because that starts on Friday.
Yeah, man, the Bucks did it. Like, what crossed my mind earlier was the finals from 2006 with the Heat and Mavs. Because if you remember correctly, Mavs took games 1 and 2, and then boom, the Heat just won 4 straight, and that's exactly what the Bucks did. They won 4 straight.
4 straight. It is reminiscent of that series. And Bucks is one of the only teams in history, I think, out of 5 or 6 teams that I read earlier that were down 2-0 and won the next 4 in the finals.
Yeah. Just resilient, tough. Like, you can definitely see the will, desire, and passion to win from Giannis. And I think that's going to carry forth to, I think Dennis was saying that they're starting to become a bigger market now. I think soon enough, future stars, we may get like how we all get those rumors throughout the season. Oh, this guy wants to play with him, or this guy wants to go here. And I feel that's going to start happening with Milwaukee.
Yeah, and you know what's so crazy? And I'll kick it over to Dennis. It's just popped into my mind. The rumor, right? Or, I don't even know if it was a rumor. It could have been legitimate reports before this last season, was that Chris Paul to the Bucks was a real possibility before they went out and they traded for Drew Holiday. And another thing that we forgot is that Bogdan Bogdanovic trade fell through as well. I mean, so they could have had that guy on the roster. He ended up going to Atlanta. But to Dennis, Chris Paul could have been on the Bucks. You think he's he's probably wishing that was the case now, or like, man, it's just so crazy how it turned out.
CP3, like all I can say is this. Coming off the 2020 NBA season, if a team needed a veteran point guard, CP3 was the answer, right? And that's why the Phoenix Suns, made that underrated move to pick him up from OKC. But I heard the rumors about CP3 headed to Milwaukee, but I felt like, what will the Milwaukee Bucks give so that they can get CP3? So that's was the question. So I feel like, I was pretty skeptical with I don't want to say skeptical with the the move with Drew Holiday, because I really know Drew Holiday was pretty good. But I don't want to backtrack and say I didn't trust Drew Holiday, because I know Drew Holiday since 2018, because you mentioned it in a video about Drew Holiday and also the Blazers series and all that stuff. But I can say the way the Bucks just came in the through the playoffs, they faced a team in the Miami Heat that beat them in 5 games, and they swept them. Giannis took out his frustrations on the Miami Heat, went to that Boston series. No, not the Boston series. Went to the Nets series, which they looked pretty bad, but they came in and won in 7. Then they went to the conference finals. I was very confident that the Hawks would never pose a threat to the Bucks, because the only team I felt like they had a chance to beat the Bucks was the Philadelphia 76ers, and we know what that situation happened. And the Bucks and Suns series came along in the finals. I always stood with the Bucks, and I feel like Giannis. Aside from even the stats that he dropped 50 points, let's just appreciate the fact that this is a man that trusted the process in 2013. The Bucks drafted him 15th overall. They never knew what they were getting. They never knew what they're getting back. They took a swing at him. They trusted him. They tried to mold the team towards his strengths. And this is the moment that they wanted to be with. But all I can say is this. This is a moment also that I felt like, well, the Raptors stopped it in 2019, because in 2019, the Bucks were headed to the finals and they were headed to beat the Golden State Warriors, because the way the trajectory of the Bucks was, they were headed to beat them. But, Kawhi Leonard happened, and that's that 2020 season ended by the Miami Heat. But this time they came in the mission and they did it. So I'm just so happy that I was able to cover this thing with you guys. Thank you, George JC3, for having me. And yeah, man, to more bigger, greater streams in the near future. Thank you.
Bigger, greater, better, faster, stronger. I'm with you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys so much as well. But before I wrap up and say all the thank yous, I want to give it to Philip and his final thoughts.
So I came across this interesting tweet from, I believe it's from Mona Shelburne. She interviewed Hakeem Olajuwon, and this is something about people's names that often just not only fascinate me, but makes me realize that names can also hold so much significance and meaning. Giannis, his first name is John, which obviously the origin John, Hebrew, means God is gracious, but the last name was what really interested me. Hakeem Olajuwon essentially said that within like the same tribe, there are people with the last name Antetokounmpo, and that literal translation to English means the crown returns home. The crown is here.
Wow.
That is
Wow. It is, man. Oh, it's like one of those things you can't make it up.
You can't write this. You honestly can't. That document better include all of these things.
Yeah.
Better
we need
include
to
it.
direct
If they direct it, cite the source. Philip on July 20th. Cite the source. All right, I'm gonna want that royalty, bro, since it's on this live stream. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, to all y'all, I'm gonna put it in the gallery view. Hopefully, I may be covering one of you. Oh, I don't know. Just want to say thank you to all you guys as well for consistently being out here. I know We didn't make every single live. I think Dennis was on every live stream, but sometimes there's live streams that y'all couldn't make. But for the most part, absolutely fantastic contributors. This has been such a great addition. We started this with the Zoom last year. Beforehand, it was just me talking on the camera, which is good. Respond to the chat's good, but actually getting to talk to people has been so great. And y'all have not just brought, uninformed takes or anything like that. We see a lot of that on sports, Twitter, and even from some of the professionals. Unfortunately, nowadays, it seems like just narratives. Y'all bring the facts. Y'all bring, statements as well, just like Philip, and facts that you may not have known, and great analysis to this as well. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for consistently being out here, consistently being with it, and to many more going forward as well, like Dennis said. So we'll keep it going. Yep. There we go. All right. So with that said, I'll say peace out. This has been the 2021 NBA Finals live streams. Bucks in 6.
Yep. Peace out.
Bucks in 6.
I told you.
Have a good one.
Bucks in 6, and they did it.
Like I told you. That's it, people. That's it. That'll be a wrap for the night. I don't know what else to say. This has been a long live stream, but it's been one of the best live streams we've ever had. Definitely celebrating tonight. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks on being the 2021 NBA champions. Like Philip said, resilience does not even begin to describe what this team did. I'm not at a loss for words much, but I am here tonight because that was just a great story. An example of how important storytelling is in sports as well. This is not just about numbers and stats, although it's very important, and I'm into that as well. But these are real human beings that sacrifice a lot. You may say, oh, well, they get paid a lot of money, or they're overpaid, or whatever. Go play basketball at a local rec. Feel how sore you are, and try to go do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And you don't even come to 1/100th of the level that these guys are playing at. I'm just saying. No shot at you, bro. I've experienced it myself as well. But we don't understand the level of expertise and commitment that professional athletes have. The worst NBA player can beat a great local rec player or whatever college player 10 out of 10 times. All right? So when we see somebody at the greatest stage dropping 50, doing it for the city, I think he deserves every single penny of that 5-year Supermax. More Topic Tackle coming soon. Stay solid, people.